Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion. She wasn't just the next big thing. She was handpicked, crowned, fast-tracked into ICON status. But now, Rachel Zegler isn't being followed by paparazzi. She's being followed by police reports. And this time, the cameras weren't red carpet. They were security footage. Because the golden girl of West Side Story, the future of Disney, the Broadway darling, may have just threatened her own director. On tape. Let that sink in. A backstage blow-up, a confrontation caught on camera, and a formal police report filed in the middle of a prestigious West End run. This isn't Hollywood drama. This is career demolition, live and unfiltered. And the most chilling part? The silence. No apology, no denial, no team-running interference. Just a void where a redemption arc was supposed to be. This isn't a PR crisis. It's a slow public implosion. And the world is watching her burn.
If you YouTube Rachel Zegler's name, only hate videos will pop up. Is this because of Snow White or is this because of something else? And even using Jenna Ortega for clickbait is insane. Like, what does Jenna have to do with this? I'm sorry, y'all truly don't care about her comments about Snow White. Like, y'all just want to jump on another woman's hate train. You know, this is actually looking pretty familiar. Kind of reminds me of another woman that had a hate campaign. But that's for a different video. But yeah, I won't sit back and let another hate train on another woman continue.
Okay, I'm not making this video to actually trash on Rachel, though I do want to say that Entertainment Tonight is circulating around that clip as if it's an apology or related to the Snow White debacle, and it's not, it's old. She's actually in a bad spot because they're doing the writer's strike and she can't talk about the film. She can't really clean up the stuff that she said that people find to be so offensive. I just wanted to add that they were probably coached into saying things like she's not going to be saved by the prince and this is modern, etc. And she's putting it into her words, and Gal Gadot is putting it to her words. But this isn't like a mistake from Disney. They know what's in the film, they read the script, they acted it out, etc. So the things that are coming off so badly to us is, I mean, they're a participant, but it's Disney's fault. The thing about Disney is they seem to despise the things that made them a household name, and a lot of their customers who made them what they are. So if you're upset that Disney doesn't seem to understand, or is maybe even revolted by the old Snow White, maybe you're just not their customer base anymore.
Rachel Zegler was supposed to be untouchable. Discovered in a YouTube video, cast by Steven Spielberg, the Cinderella story of the streaming generation. West Side Story launched her like a rocket. Golden Globes, magazine covers, the whispers of Oscar buzz before she even had a second role. And Disney saw it instantly. They handed her Snow White, the literal face of their legacy, a billion-dollar remake, tied to a fresh, diverse, unapologetic star. She was the future, but futures can collapse, fast. First came the interviews, lighthearted press junkets that spiraled into viral disasters. She mocked the original Snow White, called the prince a stalker, said the classic story was weird and outdated. At first, fans were confused, then angry, then done. Because Rachel wasn't just promoting a new version, she was dismissing the one people loved. And suddenly, the Disney darling became the anti-princess. Not empowering, but patronizing. Not bold, but biting. Still, studios pressed forward. They believed it was growing pains, youth, inexperience, a tone-deaf press cycle. They said, give her time. She's learning. And that's when Evita landed in her lap. A chance at redemption. A return to the theater roots that made her famous. A serious role on a legendary West End stage. This was supposed to be her comeback. Instead, it became a case study in how fast goodwill can evaporate, and how one incident, one confrontation, can detonate an entire career. It didn't happen overnight. The tension on the Evita set, it built quietly. Whispers of missed rehearsals, sharp words behind closed doors. A lead actress who didn't just push boundaries, she shattered them. At first, no one wanted to say it. She was stressed, overworked, under pressure. But pressure doesn't explain a police report. Because what happened backstage at that rehearsal, what Rachel Zegler allegedly said to her director, crossed a line no one saw coming. According to multiple insiders, she lost control. A full-blown tirade, shouting, accusations, a threat, personal, pointed, unforgettable. It wasn't performance, one cast member said. It was rage. And then came the twist no one expected. It was caught on camera. Some say it was security footage. Others, a cast member, exhausted and fed up, hit record on their phone. Whatever the source, it exists. And what it shows was enough for the director, a respected West End veteran, to walk off set and head straight to the police. No studio buffer, no HR detour. A formal report filed, naming Rachel, citing the threat. In that moment, the story changed. This wasn't about Snow White anymore. This wasn't about wokeness or casting or fan backlash. This was legal. This was dangerous. This was the kind of thing that kills a career, not slowly, but surgically. And while producers scrambled to review contracts, while cast members filed quiet complaints, while the entire production went on lockdown, Rachel said nothing. Not a tweet, not an apology, not even a denial, just silence. And in Hollywood, silence isn't peace, it's panic.
It's obviously a very convoluted subject, and I'm not fully equipped to talk about all of the gritty details.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged. Clearly we believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy. And
people suspect she's doing some PR damage control.
The reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings.
Congratulations on all the success too, Rachel.
Sir.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Rachel, you got time to sign some autographs for us, Rachel? Rachel, please. Rachel, you got time to sign some, Rachel? Maybe on the way out?
What made you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job. I'm being so serious. I mean, a lot of people keep asking me. Hi, Adam. My agent's over there. Hi, Ken. My lawyer. My entire family is here. Hi, everybody. Sorry. No, I mean, the reality was we were in the middle of a pandemic and I was not working and I couldn't get a job for the life of me because West Side Story hadn't come out yet, and it was really hard to book work for me. So I was really excited when this came in my inbox. I loved the first movie, and the fact that they even wanted me to come in for a callback and then a chem read and then everything in between. I'm so lucky that I got this job. I made some of my best friends on this job, and I just absolutely adore this movie.
The report was filed, the footage circulating behind the scenes like a ticking bomb. And suddenly, Rachel Zegler wasn't the lead of Evita anymore. She was the liability. Producers began reviewing her contract line by line, looking for an exit clause. Security presence around the set was quietly doubled. Her backstage access, restricted. They didn't say it out loud, but the message was crystal clear. We're protecting the production from you. Meanwhile, her talent agency, one of the biggest in the game, went dark. No public support, no clarification, not even a statement, just distance. And Disney was watching. Executives reportedly deeply concerned that their billion-dollar Snow White reboot was now attached to the words unhinged, threatening, police report. And as the pressure mounted, more cast members started speaking up. Written complaints, first-hand accounts of volatile behavior, stories of tantrums, walkouts, and intimidation behind the curtain. Even longtime supporters, gone. Shortlists, she's not on them. Upcoming roles, quietly recast. One casting director put it bluntly, she's radioactive right now. Because in Hollywood, talent isn't enough. You can sing, you can act, you can cry on cue. But if studios can't trust you, you're not a star. You're a risk. And Rachel? She's gone from Spielberg's protege to a case study in how fast the machine turns on you when you become too loud to manage. Once Rachel Zegler was the dream, the underdog, the breakout star, the girl with the golden voice who skipped the line and landed a Spielberg film. She wasn't just the moment. She was supposed to be the future. But somewhere along the way, that future shattered. Not from one mistake, but from 1,000 little moments. Missteps, misquotes, missed warnings. Maybe it was the fame. Maybe it was the pressure. Maybe it was the silence of the people who should have said, "You're not ready." Because the truth, Rachel never got to grow quietly. She was expected to lead billion-dollar franchises, navigate political landmines, carry generations of cultural expectation, all before her mid-20s. And when the cracks began to show, when the smile faltered, when she spoke her truth, too boldly, too messily, too publicly, the world turned. First fans, then co-stars, then the very industry that once held her up like a trophy, dropped her cold. Now, she's not trending for talent. She's not being booked for brilliance. She's being watched for how hard she falls, and whether she ever gets back up. And that's what makes this story so devastating. Rachel Zegler had the tools, the stage, the spotlight. But what she didn't have was room to be human.
That's not where my problem comes. I'm all for it. Go for it. But what she's doing in press, and these are interviews that I believe were done before the actors' strike, but of course are now being brought up on the internet. She's basically talking about how much she didn't like the actual original movie, even saying that it scared her, and then talking about how the love story in this isn't really going to be at the forefront, that the prince, yes, has been cast, he's in it, but might be cut, Hollywood, and that the prince in the original film was problematic and was creepy because he was stalking Snow White. I just can't believe that Disney's PR hasn't silenced her on this yet. The live-action movies already have a problem where people are kind of over them and they don't like the changes that are being made from the originals to these.
Not to add fuel to the Rachel Zegler Oscar fiasco, but why did they have these women, all Disney princesses, all stated as Disney princesses, come out to present, but like not include Rachel Zegler, who's going to be Snow White? They're clearly acknowledging Disney princesses from movies that have not been released yet. Someone must have had this conversation and then they purposely left her out, even though she was the only one with a hit movie this year of the four. Did anyone else notice this, or am I overthinking?
She thought the threat was the press, but the real danger was being unprepared for the throne they built beneath her. And when it finally collapsed, there was no one left to catch her. And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty. Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.